So welcome, Sue, as part of the As Good as Gold Women. It's a delight to meet you.
Thank you.
So
nice to meet you too.
Thank you. Let's start with why investing in gold and silver for you?
Well, I think it's about the way the times are, the way life is at the moment. It's certainly made my husband and I and our family look at different options that are out there. And I think, you know, gold and silver has been around for a very long time, and it's still here. So it's something I think we should all be thinking about.
What does precious metals mean to you?
Precious metals means to me security.
Yeah.
Knowing that you've actually got something.
Yes.
It's something that you can show, not like money, that money can be burnt. It's paper.
Or it fluctuates drastically.
Exactly. And I think for me it's more about keeping the family safe and knowing that you've got something else happening on the side.
Absolutely. Did you consider gold and silver investing in the past? Was it ever something that you'd contemplated?
Not really.
Yeah?
Not really. It was only through our dear friends that we were introduced to As Good as Gold. Okay. And through knowing them and their, I guess I can say their honesty and integrity, I think coming from my husband being a business operator, that was very important for us. So, you know, dealing with like-minded people. And
integrity and honesty is huge.
A huge thing.
Yeah.
And I think if you have a business of your own, you know that. You know that to be.
So how have you found the company As Good as Gold Australia?
I found them very professional. I love that I'm always feeling comfortable in all our dealings that we have with everyone that's involved in Good as Gold. We like the special treatment that we get.
I'm sure. Tell me about that.
Oh, I'm just, you
know,
Gold Star
treatment?
Gold Star treatment, of course. But I like that it's like meeting with friends. You know, you never feel uncomfortable. They make you feel important. And I think that's really, really important. You know, that you come in, you feel that you're something.
Valued.
You're valued, yes.
Yeah. Well, speaking about value, it's all about the investment ultimately, isn't it?
Absolutely it is.
How have you found the investments for you in gold and silver?
Well, to be honest, we haven't been a part of Good as Gold for a long time. We've probably only been, I would say, maybe 12 months. So I can't speak on long term, but on the short time that we have been involved, no, we're really happy, and I can see us doing a bit more.
Have you personally, because I know you mentioned your husband, so the two of you would consult and make the decision together?
We do a lot of talking. It's probably made me more aware that it is something that, as a married couple, you should do together. In the past, I probably haven't done that. I've let it all be with my husband's side instead of perhaps showing a bit more interest.
And why have you started to show a little more interest in your financial future?
I guess for me it's about looking back over my years and what happened when I was a little younger and losing my father and feeling abandoned and not having the experience and the knowledge of, you know, knowing about all of that and what to do. So, you know, for us, or for me personally now, it's about finding out as much as I can about it so I feel really secure and that I'm also an aid to Graham, that we make those decisions together.
You mentioned when you were growing up as a child, so your father passed away.
Yes.
And your father held all the finances.
He did. And I guess I grew up thinking that's how every family is.
That the male looks after the finances?
Always looked after the family. And that's how I grew up. I grew up in a happy home with lots of love, but never worried about financial issues because good old Dad was there to take care of things and he looked after all of us. So when Dad died, it was extremely, of course, upsetting, but you know, we were all worried about, we knew nothing about financial.
And we is
my
who?
mother
Yeah.
and my sister.
So the three girls.
The three of us girls,
Yeah.
yes. And and I mean, I did have a family too. I had a son and two daughters at the time. So I was worried for them not having the experience and the knowledge. And yes.
The value of educating yourself, though, is something that's
Absolutely.
really, sounds like it's been very significant over this journey that you've had.
Absolutely. And that's why I think it's so important that all women look outside of where they are and educate themselves on investment. Not saying that, you know, anything's going to happen in their marriage or further down the track, but it's a really good exercise, I think, for the individual, for the woman. It's very empowering.
Very.
And I think that's what I've learned over this long road, is that by becoming more educated on these sort of things, you do feel more empowered, and you feel a lot better when you're faced with financial problems or woes.
Absolutely. Does being part of As Good as Gold Australia, and now obviously As Good as Gold Women, does that feel empowering for you?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely it does. Yes, for sure. And I would tell anyone, all my friends, they all know about that I am a gold girl and silver.
Bit of bling bling doesn't hurt,
I love
does
my
it?
bling. I love my bling. So too, you know, having this will enable us to do a little more spending maybe, but it's more the security that I'm loving, that I can offer that and pass on to my children and help them get more established and teach them too along the way.
Great learning lesson.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Sue.
It's a pleasure.